Hey everyone, Go Anime here, and so let me start by saying I like Carrot. She's quirky, strong, knows when to be serious versus silly, and has a fun dynamic with the rest of the crew. All the ingredients needed for a new crew member. Yes, that's what today's video is about. It's about Carrot being the new Straw Hat member. Or not. Now, however, when people argue for this, they usually start with the conclusion, I like Carrot, she's joining the Straw Hat crew. End of discussion. And then search for evidence to prove themselves right. This is just bad science. So instead, let's be good scientists and look at all the evidence first, then see what conclusions we can draw. Now below, I'm going to list off a quick summary of each Straw Hat's journey into the crew, and let's see if we can find any patterns that point to Carrot being on this path. Starting us off, let's go in order, talking about Zoro. Luffy says he wants Zoro to join his crew in Chapter 2. Before they even met, they meet in Chapter 3 and Luffy insists he joins. Zoro declines. After fighting together throughout the arc, he accepts. Now, plain and simple. Moving on, Nami. Luffy meets Nami in Chapter 8, at the end of which Nami proposes for them to team up. In Chapter 9, Luffy formally asks her to join the crew. She declines. She then tricks Luffy by saying she'll join the crew if he helps her steal from Buggy. He agrees. They sail and fight together throughout the next 4 arcs. At the conclusion of the Arlong Park, she officially becomes a member. Moving on, Usopp. Luffy meets Usopp, Chapter 23. Usopp suggests he joins the Straw Hats crew as the captain. Luffy declines. A fight together throughout the arc happens. Usopp joins not as the captain. Luffy says, you're already a crewmate, aren't you? And then he joins the crew. Now with that, Sanji, Chapter 44. They begin at 45. Luffy asks him to join the crew. Sanji declines. After fighting together throughout the arc, Sanji accepts. Chopper, 139, tries to eat him at first. Nami asks Chopper to join the crew. He declines. At the end, Chopper and Luffy ask Chopper to join. He declines again. After fighting together throughout the arc, Chopper accepts. A trend line is coming if you notice. Now here's a little obscurity. Luffy meets Robin in 114. He can't decide if she's good or bad. They don't see each other till 170. Robin saves Luffy's life in Chapter 180. Robin turns on Crocodile in 203. Robin saves Luffy's life from Croc's poison. Luffy saves Robin from the collapsing building. After the events of Alabasta, Robin sneaks on board the Mary and asks to join. Luffy says yes, concluding that she is in fact good. Frankie, Luffy meets him 335. They hate each other and fight immediately. They later join forces. After fighting together throughout the arc, Luffy asks Frankie to join. Frankie at first declines, but after heartfelt speeches from his friends and Robin, persuasive hands, he accepts. Brook. I love Brook. I love the way he joined. Luffy meets Brook in 442. He asks him about his poop, then he asks him to join the crew. Brook accepts, but later declines. After fighting together throughout the arc, Brook accepts. Lastly, Jinbei. Luffy meets Jinbei in Chapter 540. Ace already told Jinbei all about Luffy and asked him to protect him. Jinbei carefully analyzes Luffy to see if he's worthy. They fight and travel together for the next 2 arcs. Jinbei saves Luffy's life a number of times, counsels him through his grief. They separate at 597. They meet again at 619 after the time skip. After fighting together throughout the arcs, Luffy asks Jinbei to join his crew. He reluctantly declines. They meet at Whole Cake 863. Jinbei officially declares his intentions of joining the crew. He doesn't get his own member of the Straw Hat Pirates text box until the most recent chapter, 977. So what have we learned? A prerequisite to join the crew is fighting alongside the Straw Hats throughout an arc. Check for Carrot. However, the best bet is determining if someone's going to be a Straw Hat member is if Luffy asks you to join right away. Which means that's not good news for Carrot. There are 3 characters who had joined while being exceptions to this rule: Robin, Frankie, and Jinbei. Let's see if Carrot's story has any similarities to theirs. With Frankie, we knew the Straw Hats were getting a new crew member before we even met him. In chapter 322, Luffy declared they were going to Water 7 to find a shipwright to join their crew. We didn't know who it would be, but we knew it would be someone. Turns out it was Frankie. This became clear in NL's lobby when he distinguished himself as the only non-shipwright to fight CP9 one-on-one. Nico Robin is probably the most unique case to join the crew. She was a mysterious person throughout the Alabasta saga, and her joining the crew was a shocker to readers and characters alike. Later, Oda dedicated most of NL's lobby arc, solidifying her place in the crew. Moving on to our last crewmate, Jinbei. Jinbei's joining was a slow burn. He and Luffy became very close during the events of Marineford, and they took almost half the series for Jinbei to join. Luffy doesn't even ask him to join until 649, when he literally exchanged blood. So where does this leave Carrot? Unlike with Frankie, Luffy hasn't declared the need to fill a position that Carrot can hold. Unlike Robin, there would be no surprise factor with Carrot joining. And unlike with Jinbei, there's no hypertension bond forged of over many years. At the end of the day, what does Carrot even have going for her? She has the above mentioned quirks, strong traits. She's quirky. She's sailed on the Straw Hat ship for a long time. She's fought along the crew for multiple arcs, 2 or 3 depending how you categorize the action of Zoe. It's totally possible that she joins the crew and becomes a 4th exception to the above. But is it likely? Let's see if there are any other characters with similar cases to Carrot. First, we'll look at way back in the beginning of it, Johnny and Yosaku. They both sailed and fought with the Straw Hats for multiple arcs, did not get character focus, did not get offered extended to become the Straw Hat. You got Vivi, sailed and fought on the Straw Hats for multiple arcs. She got a lot of character focus and developed intense relationships with the crew. They asked her to join. She declined. Ace fought with the Straw Hats for a bit, got lots of character focus, intense relationship with Luffy. Ace asked Straw Hats to join the Whitebeard crew. They declined. Now Ace is currently dead. Bone Clay, my personal favorite, kind of traveled and fought with the Straw Hats, impelled down, has gotten some character focus, developed intense relationships with Luffy, never asked to join. Obviously, I think that one's a special case. I think because of Bone Clay's position and what he did and how he left himself behind and where Luffy's focus was when he was going to the next arc. Now, Kinemon has sailed and fought with the Straw Hats for multiple arcs, has gotten some character focus, unlikely to join the crew, but that makes sense. He's got a reason to not, just like Vivi. Now there's Gangster Gastino, sailed with and kind of fought with the Straw Hats for multiple arcs, was hated by the rest of the crew the entire time, never asked to join. Caesar Clown, for those of you that don't know. Pedro, sailed and fought with the Straw Hats for 1 arc, got some character focus, currently dead. In this respect, Carrot doesn't seem special enough to warrant an exception to the rules established above. So based on all the evidence, it is very unlikely Carrot joins the crew. Now, that doesn't mean it's impossible. Like I said with Robin, her case threw you for a loop, but it made sense in the end. They needed this person that they didn't know they needed. That's why her character joined in a mysterious fashion, because we as readers didn't know we needed somebody with the poneglyphs until she joined. What do you guys think? At the end of the day, it's all up for debate. There's so many sides to it. I just think this makes the most evidence and has the best point to it and has the most foundational proof. But let me know down in the comments what you think about Carrot joining the crew or anyone else joining the crew. I'll talk to you guys next time. Later.